come out to the coast. We'll have a few laughs. Oh, Bruce Willis. Die Hard, the Christmas movie. Hi. August 11th, episode 72, day 223 of 365. We're narrowing down toward the end of summer, which sucks. I can't believe that. It's already like almost the middle of August. Really weird. Don't know where this year's gone. I mean, I do. It's gone like in the shitter, but. Hiya. Don, the idea guy. Hiya. This thing, Heinz. So the production company found out that I'm doing this finally, even though I told him this. He's like, oh my God, you've been, I'm like, yes, of course I've been doing this. I've been promoting Heinz the whole time. So yes, go to the episodes, watch the episodes, subscribe, love it, comment about me, tell them I'm great so that they pick up season 2. That's the whole point here, isn't it? That's why I'm doing this. And also because, you know, what else am I going to do with my life at this point? Today is Play in the Sand Day, which sounds great if you're at the beach, play in the sand. I love to play in the sand. I have a whole bucket of sand tools that I used to bring with me for like masonry and stuff. So it's also Kinetic Sand Day, which I think is just, you know, a commercialization thing. So screw them. It is Sons and Daughters Day, which I didn't even look at. I'm like, okay, great. Aren't we all somebody's sons and daughters? Isn't that kind of like how that works? I mean, everybody has to be the son of someone or the daughter of someone. So isn't it just everyone's day? That's one seems kind of redundantly futile to me. Sons and Daughters Day. Like, what the hell? We're all sons and daughters. And then it was Presidential Joke Day. I am just not going there. I can't. Tomorrow is Julian Fries Day. Those are the really sliced little ones. I think we used to see, like, you know, the infomercial commercials for, like, you know, it slices and dices. That makes julienne fries. Well, julienne fries are the little skinny ones, I believe. Julian. And then I bet there was someone named that, though. That's the thing, was they're so really skinny, got sliced and diced, and their name was Julian, and that's why there's fries. I mean, I want to know, because there seems to be more and more things I'm finding that have names related to people, which there is one tonight, too. It's Vinyl Record Day. That's tomorrow. So I don't know if that's National Record Day or it's Vinyl Record Day, because isn't Record Day like vinyl records? So I'm confused. Because it says it's Vinyl Record Day, but not National Record Day. So I'll have to figure that out before tomorrow. And then it's Middle Child Day. So I guess if you're the middle child, it's your day. Does cleaning the litter box count? It does. I bet it does. It has to. Right? It has to. It has to count. I'm not a middle child, so I don't know. There you go. Middle children, power to you. Did anyone see the crazy fire in Put in Bay? Okay, there's a thing in your boat. It's called a blower. There's a reason for it. Turn it on. I was reading all these comments. It's like, maybe somebody should like have rules that you can't pump your own gas. I was like, yeah, that's New Jersey. Okay, that is New Jersey. You cannot pump your own gas in New Jersey. Okay, you have to sit in your car and you have to wait to an attendant to come. So if you're in a hurry, good luck. And I don't know, Put in Bay. That might be it, because I think a lot of people may be imbibing when they're getting gas in Put in Bay. That's like getting behind the wheel, you know, after you've been having cocktails. The blower. The blower takes the air out of the enclosed space and those flammable, you know, vapors that explode, apparently. Yeah, turn on the blower. There should be a sign there. Put on the blower. It should be automatic. I don't know. I mean, just seems dumb. But yeah, big fire, big explosions, all sorts of stuff. Crazy. Put in Bay. Don't forget, it's the Perseids, the meteors. It's like the next couple nights when it starts to get really crazy. And if you're really so inclined to see some crazy stuff, tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., if you go outside and you look east, you will see Jupiter and Venus they're less than 2 degrees apart, so that it'll appear like a dual star, one brighter than the other, which will be, you can see with the naked eye. So you'll see Venus, and then Jupiter will be behind it, a sort of reddish. So I may get up at 4 a.m. I don't know. I can't tell you if I will or won't. Let's see. When does chop vegetables this way? You julienne them. The world comes from a soup of the same name, which are prepared for the thin strips of vegetables garnishing. In French, a potato julienne. Okay, there you go. Oh, potage julienne. See, Don has always got his info because he's sitting there. He's just, and it's beautiful because I don't have I have my computer here, but it would be ridiculous if I did that. I'll turn that off right now. There you go. There's a Star Wars thing. We talked about Legos yesterday. So if you want to see Jupiter and Venus tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Okay, so this one. So probably the oldest one we've talked about so far. 3114 BC. 3114 BC. The Mesoamerican long count calendar starts on this date. 3114 BC. It's 3114-0811. That's the translation of the Mayan calendar. So today's the day it started, and apparently it predicts the end of the world at some point, which I think was close, or it's happened, or it's come and gone, or the calendar ended. I don't know. It seems that we're living the end of the world anyway. And, there's that giant interstellar thing that's coming. It's going to come and be what? Aliens? I don't know. It's just something. 1860, the first U.S. silver mint, a successful one in Virginia City, Nevada, is established. The first successful. I don't know, they must have had some silver mints that weren't. Does that make sense? But yes, lots of silver in Nevada. In 1866, the first roller rink was opened in Newport, Rhode Island. When I was a kid, we used to go roller skating. It used to be at the elementary school. They would have like roller skating nights. So we'd go and you'd strap on your roller skates, and we used to, roller skate in circles around the gym. That was the thing to do. Roller skating. It wasn't even a rink. It was just the hardwood floor of the gym that, all the kids would go, and you'd, skate with a girl you liked or skate with your buddies. And yeah, it was just roller skating. That's what you did. It was a thing. Now we rollerblade, but yeah, it was not, it wasn't an official rink or anything. It was just roller skating. Listening to the Bay City Roller Saturday night. SATURDAY night. SATUR. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that was one of those weird memories that kind of popped into my brain. You don't think about stuff, and a synapse fires, and you're just like, oh, memory. And this was, I didn't understand this one at all. 1885, $100,000 was raised for the Statue of Liberty's base. Like, where did we have to raise it from, and why? I didn't fall down that rabbit hole, but I was like, okay, like, who raised this money for what, from when, why, who, what? Was the Statue of Liberty, like, not sitting on a base? Was she on the ground and we needed her to prop her up somewhat? I don't know. All this seemed confusing to me. Like I said, I didn't bother to research it because I didn't care enough. But still, okay, that's why I put it down. Here's the name one. 1896, Harry Hubble patents the electric pole switch light socket. I have some in my house. This is actually one right here. Look, there's a chain right here that hangs down. That is this pole switch. And the lights go on and off. So, Harry Hubble. Now, what is interesting, he was an inventor and electrician guy, because there's plugs that are called a Hubble plug. That I've known that for a long time, and I always thought it was because it's a weird plug. I didn't realize it was because of a guy named Harry Hubble. So that is the main thing tonight. Not for the Hubble telescope. Maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't check that one either. But there was a baseball reference to somebody also Hubble. So I was like, okay, 3 times we see Hubble in one day. I'm like, play those Hubble lottery numbers. I don't know. But anyway, Harry Hubble patented the electric pull chain light socket, which again, I have one literally above my head. The SOS ... was used for the first time in the U.S. on the SS Arapahoe outside Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Apparently they must have been in trouble, and they had to use SOS for the first time ever. 1919, the Green Bay Football Club is established by George Calhoun and Curly Lambeau. Well, see, Lambeau Field I knew was a person. I just didn't know it was Curly Lambeau. But I did know that, okay? So there was a human named Curly Lambeau. But I guess it was, and I didn't read more about it, but it was named because it was of a sponsorship by an Indian packing company, which made no sense. Green Bay Packers, so Green Bay, Wisconsin, but Packers, because it's the Indian packing company, so that's why they call it the Packers, because it was a packing company that sponsored them. So that's, I guess, why. An Indian packing company. I was like, okay, but that's why, you know. All right, so 1964, it's the U.S. premiere of the Beatles' Hard Day's Night movie in New York. In 1965, Help, the musical film, debuts and premieres in the U.S. In 1966, the Beatles arrive in Chicago for their third and final U.S. tour, and in 1968, the Beatles launch Apple Records label. So either they're doing it very intentionally, that they pick a date, like, you know, these 4 things all happened on the exact same date, which is, you know, 8/11, or it's just a weird coincidence. So I'm wondering what the significance of 8/11 is, that they had all of these things happen on those same dates, like year after year after year. Just wondering. I did not look at why, but it seems like that's one of those things that it just seems too coincidental that those things happen on that exact same damn day, all over again, many times. Louisiana Superdome construction begins today. Talked about the Louisiana Superdome the other day, and my visit to New Orleans to see the Super Bowl, and my experiences there with that crazy, insane city that is Louisiana and New Orleans. I found this to be interesting. I don't know if it still is, but 1972, Cheech and Chong Day in San Antonio, Texas. So I don't know if it's still Cheech and Chong Day in San Antonio, Texas. It's not listed on my national day of, because maybe it's a San Antonio, Texas thing, but a Cheech and Chong Day. Why not? I mean, Cheech and Chong deserve a day, right? Maybe it was a film they did, something. Again, sometimes there's so many things that for me to run down each one of these things would take me more than my normal hour of time to read and research. American Graffiti opens on this day in cinemas, 1973, and it was produced by George Lucas. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I guess he did do that. That was one of those things that I didn't remember. But yes, American Graffiti was George Lucas. That was his film. Which, again, not when you think George Lucas when you think about it. You think about George Lucas with other things, like Star Wars. And I have Star Wars references that can go back to that too. 1973, the birth of hip-hop. The official day of the birth of hip-hop. Apparently, DJ Kool Herc at a party in Bronx, New York, uses 2 turntables to play the same song. And hip-hop is born. So there you go. Thank you, DJ Kool Herc. I didn't know. There should probably be more of a celebration for that. No one talks about DJ Kool Herc. In 1976, Keith Moon collapses and is hospitalized in Miami, Florida. Ranked as one of the greatest drummers of all time of the band The Who. Keith Moon. I think He didn't die then, I don't believe, in 76. I think it was 79. I think it was a couple of years later. But I believe he OD'd. So we just had another drummer die OD recently, didn't we? Foo Fighters a couple years ago. Yeah. Stay away from the drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Nancy Reagan says it. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. 1978, Chic, the band, their second album, where C'est Chic, L'Afrique, is the Billboard's 1979 album of the year. I can't sing it, or I would, but you know it if you remember L'Afrique. Or you can Google it and listen to it on the Google machine, YouTube or whatever, Spotify or whatever selection you use for your musical listening, if it's not radio. I mean, you know, if there was good radio, I would do it and we would listen to it. I would promote this and be like, hey, let's play this song because it's the day of. Wouldn't that be a good thing? That would be a fun thing, right? In the history of fun, these things that all connect and put some connection to songs. Just saying. Led Zeppelin performs what will become its final show, or final time performing in London, for a crowd of over 200,000. Not too shabby. That's a big show. I mean, it's going to be in a big place to 200,000. I mean, I've seen 100,000 that can fit in the Ohio Stadium football area, but man, 200, that's a lot. That's a lot of people to go to a show. Lollapalooza is 100K, and when it's flat, it's a lot bigger than when it's sort of rounded and upright. So 200K is a lot of people. That's a lot. Charlotte Coliseum opens in, where else? Charlotte, North Carolina, on this day in 1988. 1999, Kiss, the band Kiss, gets their official Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Also, in 2011, the Go-Go's get a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Oh, everyone's happy about this. In 2008, Airbnb was founded. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Airbnb. I don't think I've not used Airbnb, and it's, you know, it definitely, Laura, who used to work at the station, told us stories when she rented an apartment about the Airbnb, that they would they would Airbnb like apartments, and the stories she told were just horror stories. Like, as soon as she could get out of her lease, she did. She was like, yeah, they, you know, make you go through all these hoops, but then these people are Airbnb-ing their apartments. She goes, and it was just the worst, you know, just crazy goings-ons. So, yeah, she was just like, nope, no thank you. 2016, the Greenland shark, by international scientists, is predicted and named as the longest living vertebrate on the planet. And this shark, they believe, was 392 years old. I mean, that's like the vampire shark right there, right? 392 years. That's, you know, if anything ever comes to mind when you think about longevity, and living 392 years or 500 years. I mean, well, in theory, it sounds interesting and good. And, oh my God, I would live forever. I guess, you know, if you think about it, if you watched Saving Private Ryan, the Green Mile, sorry, same guy, talking about, you know, at the end when he was 120 something years old and he watched people, his children die and his family die and this and this. I guess if you were, unless you were like a vampire, which you didn't have any soul, that living for everything would kind of get weird after a while, I guess, because, right, you would see everyone and everything die, for better or worse. You know, you would have to have you'd have a very different perspective, I think, on everything at some point, after a couple hundred years, I'm sure. Assuming you would also be stupendously rich, because if you held on to stuff knowing you were going to be around for all that time, you could invest and hang on to things way past what they would be. Unless you got thrown in jail for a life sentence or something stupid like that, you're in there forever, like you don't die. It's like, how would that work? Too many questions. 2024, Tom Cruise closes out the Olympics by doing a crazy stunt jump. Good old Tom Cruise and his craziness. All right, birthdays today. Mike Hug of Manford Man, the Mighty Quinn. Hello, come on and in. Mighty Quinn. Dennis Payton of the Dave Clark 5, Glad All Over. James Cale of the Guess Who, American Woman. Eric Brand of Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, the long-known song for bathroom breaks for radio DJs back in the day, because you could play on this 18-minute song and, you got your bathroom break. Oh, I'm going to put on In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. I'm going to run to the bathroom. And also that was in the movie, one of the precursors to Hannibal Lecter. Not Red Dragon. I forget now. Sorry. Bob Mothersbaugh, or Bob 2, Devo. Mark Mothersbaugh's brother, I believe, Bob 2, from Akron, Ohio. Birthday today. David Ian, Joe Jackson, that's his name, his real name. Richard Reinhardt, Richie Ramone, that's his real name, Richard Reinhardt. Ben Gibbard, Death Cab for Cutie, birthday today. Brendan Bylis of Humphreys McGee, birthday today. And then we've got actors Ian McDiarmid, and that is Emperor Palpatine of Star Wars, since we talked about George Lucas. Also, birthday today. Now, this is that birthday thing, Hulk Hogan, because remember, he just died. So he almost made it to his birthday, but didn't quite make it to his birthday. Viola Davis, who has an EGOT. I liked her in Suicide Squad. I liked her character. She was just that hardcore, cold-ass bitch that's just, I'm going to kill you no matter what. Joe Rogan, his birthday today. Oddly enough, his sidekick cohort in crime is young Jamie, is Jamie Vernon. I've known Jamie Vernon since he was born. I worked with his dad, Mike, at the radio station forever. So young Jamie hanging out with good old Joe Rogan, doing his thing. Manhunter, yes, that's right, yes. The Michael Mann version of Red Dragon, that's it, Manhunter, exactly. That's Mr. Dollyhide. Thank you, Don. Chris Hemsworth, his birthday today. And this one I was like, okay, interesting. Mike Douglas, of the Mike Douglas Show. He was also born on this day. And on deaths, Mike Douglas. I was like, wait, I've seen his name twice now. It's like, is that? Yeah, so he was born on this day and he died on this day. He basically died on his 86th birthday. Again, the whole birthday thing. 10% more likely to die around your birthday or on your birthday. How crazy is that? So there it is. There's two examples again. Hulk Hogan, who was close to his birthday, and Mike, literally on his birthday. Born and raised. Happy birthday. No, that's not. Now it's a celebration of life. Also on this day, Percy Mayfield, the singer of Hit the Road Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more. And Jimmy Lane of Warrant, Sweet Cherry Pie. Death by misadventure. Acute alcohol poisoning, I believe, is death by misadventure. And then it specifically said acute alcohol poisoning, not just alcohol poisoning. So you were chugging the bottle of Jack Daniels, getting past that 13-ounce limit that you can't do in a matter of seconds to have acute alcohol poisoning. Jamie, not good. And last but not least on this day, we lost Robin Williams by suicide and hanging. I didn't know what the method was until I was like, really? He hung himself? I was like, oh, maybe it was, maybe it was autoerotica, Michael Hutchinson from In Excess? No, that wasn't misintentional? No, apparently not. But yes, there was I watched something on Robin Williams recently, a biopic or something. Again, very interesting. The driven, kind of neglectful of his family because he just had to do. He had to go. He had to be. There was just no stopping. He had this insatiable appetite for being in front of people, and just I think when he was unable to do it, apparently he just didn't anymore. He was so driven by that insatiable urge that when he couldn't, he didn't. So that seems to be what happened there. What can I say? God rest your soul, Mr. Williams. I know there was somebody else that was either his birthday today or he was also from it was Peter Cushing. That was the other Star Wars reference. I was like, wait a second, he also died today, Peter Cushing. Played Dracula forever ago, but he was also one of the Star Wars evil guys. He looks very, if you ever see Peter Cushing, very skinny-faced, very hollowed cheeks, and evil in his own evilness. So, Robin Williams had, yes, Lewy body dementia. Yes, that was the thing. There's other people that have that too. Somebody else had that recently, I guess. So I'm sure Don will know. Don's got that ability to right there. Right, progressive brain disease. Yes, I knew that. That's not good. Something I don't know who else has that. But I know that since we were talking about come out to the coast, have a good time. He's also supposedly, not doing well at all. I don't know if that's the same thing as Robin Williams has, but supposedly unable to speak now and everything else. So, such is the life. We, we're crazy machines. Yeah, the news was definitely crazy today. I just try and avoid some of the insanity that is out there. The news is just nuts. But that's, hey, it is what it is, right? I can't do anything about it myself at the moment, so I'm not. Estelle Getty and Casey Kasem both had that. Okay, interesting. Casey Kasem. Yes, there was all sorts of crazy news about Casey Kasem, that he was being held captive by his family and everything else. Like, what? People be cray, man. I'm just telling you. People be cray. What are you going to do, right? That's it. I had no horrible driving experience today. I passenged in a car, and the person driving was extremely safe in their driving because they were driving a big pickup truck. So he waited for everything. No, didn't pull out in front of anybody, and yeah, extremely cautious driving. So I had no driving incidents today in any way, shape, or form. I did not get behind the wheel myself, so I didn't have to feel obligated to have people get in my way, out of my way, beep, stop, or otherwise do anything ridiculous that warranted me giving a long diatribe of my unhappiness with Columbus drivers today. So there you go. Bruce Willis, yes, he is different. Oh, yeah, he's got frontotemporal dementia and asphyxia. Okay, well, all that sounds horrible. I want none of those things. None of them. This sounds bad. Just no good. No fun. So this right there. There is no new episodes. I am going to find out if they are going to do some sort of, will they release some of the footage to me? That's what I'm wondering. Like any of the outtakes from stuff in the van. Will they release any of the outtakes? Like tell me. I want to know. Because I want to post more things, new stuff. So I'm going to ask when I finally get in touch with them, what's going on? What's happening? Anything new? I'm sure they're so tired of me. Like, shut up. Stop asking. We never want to see you again, ever. I'm sure that's what they're saying. Damn you, Malloy. Cut the crap. I did see that Don sent me a whole bunch of stuff about Demolition Derby. Sent me a ton of pictures and stuff from the Hardin County Fair. So yes, I'm still in search of the Demolition Derby ability to go crash a car and Demolition Derby it. So yes, I'm going to have to look at like Facebook Marketplace and see if I can find, because I guess it could be beat up, right? I mean, that only makes sense. It doesn't matter if the car's crashed to crap anyway. It just has to run. That's the only thing. It just has to be able to go forward and backwards, in its own way. And it has to be able to, take all the windows out. So if it's missing a window or two, who cares? Got to smash out the damn windows anyway. So yeah, I guess finding a junker or a wreck is the way to go. Because like I said, it doesn't need, you don't really want it pristine unless, that would be the kind of the joke, going to the pristine car with not a scratch on it and then just junking it right then and there. But I don't think that's going to happen. If anything, I'm going to have to find a junk car that runs and then, take it from there. Whatever the outcome is, I'll be sure to wear a neck brace and a helmet and all the things that are prescribed that you have to wear. Because again, it's adult bumper cars at a little bit more violent than the whole bumper cars of old when you're driving in the little electric thing. The little electric thing above your head. You can't even see that, can you? Or you can. You can just see it, I guess. See, I never know what's overhead because I don't look up a lot. I got all sorts of crazy crap, hanging from the ceiling. It's, again, the whole storage of everything in this room, it's everywhere. There's backpacks over there, and there's tools over here, and there's wire over here, and there's Legos and nuts and bolts. And it just reminds me, I need washers, so I need to get a bunch of washers for tomorrow. Yeah, see, there's always something. Something reminds me of something. So write that down. Washers for bolts. There we go. Now I'll have to remember that, because if I don't, then it'll be a problem. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and there's another pen that I lost the other day. Apparently it was right next to the first one. I just dropped. Who knew? So Tuesday, tomorrow is the early morning Venus Jupiter alignment. So if you're up at 4 a.m., feel free to go outside and go look at that. Look east, low on the horizon. That's where they say. We'll see if I'm up at 4 a.m. I wake up at 5 some mornings and can't get back to sleep, so why not? I'll probably wake up at 4 because I keep mentioning waking up at 4. And my body's going to be like, hey, you should get up at 4. Asshole. I mean, my body for doing that. I think that was all the things. I took all the things. I do have to find out what the difference between vinyl record day and record day is. If there is a difference, or if it's just because it's vinyl records. I don't know. I keep getting memories coming up of this happened this day on pictures. And it's all stuff that I posted back from 2020 when I was doing the signs outside the radio station building. Not sharing those. Some of them were pretty funny. Some of them were, just, I think, good at the moment until the city told me to take my sign down because somebody didn't like it. I got complaints from somebody. Someone's always complaining. I seem to get a lot of complaints about the stuff I do. Why is that? Why do I get complaints? I don't know. Never a dull moment in my life. It really isn't. And I can't even share all of the ridiculousness of it because some of it would just seem unrelated, inappropriate, and no one would really give a crap. Just like this, nobody really cares about some of this stuff, but hey, I appreciate you being here because it just keeps me entertained. It gives me something to do as opposed to just sitting on the couch watching TV and learning how to code AI or something, And you can make $36,000 a day. It's like an infomercial world out there of learn how to do stuff. If it was that easy, then we'd all be doing it, right? I mean, I would be. Anyway, I'm going to depart and allow you to get on with your Monday evening. It's garbage day tomorrow, so I already took the garbage out, dragged the big bucket to the curb, And yeah, I'm prepared for another hot one. So hopefully it won't be too sweltery again tomorrow, but it has been. And I'm trying to wrap up this job and start other ones. And yeah, it always seems to go sideways in the end. It's just how it is. Appreciate you. Don't forget this again. This button. That. Like and subscribe. I'm stuck at 602. I'm gonna have to start posting stuff apparently there, or no one's going to speak. Well, there's nothing there, so what do we care? We've seen it all. There's nothing new. I get it. I know. I have to dedicate stuff to doing something. I get it. I do. I don't have time, and I don't have a team, so I have to do it on my own. So sad. Poor me. Pity me. Crap. You sure it's not record store? It might be record store day. I don't know. I have to look. I didn't Google it. I only saw that it was vinyl record day, so I don't know if it's record store day or not. Record store day always seems to fall on a weekend though. But maybe it could be tomorrow. I don't know. I didn't look. If it is, maybe it is record store day. But it says it's National Vinyl Day. Vinyl record day. So maybe that's record store day. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. Yes, vinyl record day is different, celebrates the format. See, I wasn't a complete idiot. Okay, so it's vinyl record day, celebrating the format of vinyl records. So I have some vinyl records, not even a full milk crate of them. I didn't save them. I think I have some from when I was a kid, but I didn't really save them. I wasn't a collector. I seem to be a collector of junk. Apparently, I'm surrounded by it. But it's not like I have a collection of anything, except for like lanyards. Apparently I have a lot of these. But again, I don't have any organized collection of baseball cards or postage stamps or, wine bottles or corks or anything of that nature. I just have a lot of them, but there's no collection. So I'm not a collector. Anyway, I'm going to bid you a fond farewell and appreciate you. Record Store Day celebrates indie record stores. Okay, well, see, thank you. That clarifies a lot. Now I know. Now I do understand there is the difference and what the difference is. As always, Don comes to the rescue. He is the producer. I have to give him credits now. I did find it was funny. So I found where'd it go? Oh, when I was doing the big rooms during the pandemic, I found the sheet that I would have to read out, So basically 90 minutes, sound engineer, band load in, sound check, mic check, MC check, stream volume, mic input set to minus 46 dBs at 1 hour. 30 minutes, Blackmagic connect to YouTube, load band end cards, see, band end cards, and check stream key, check camera lighting, check MC GoPro. And that was 15 minutes, places, band to the stage, camp renders to mark, sound engineer, 10-minute mark, check stream health, end card, live check, 5 minutes, tell everyone to settle, band mark to cameras, camera operator check, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, connect MC to GoPro, 2 minutes, mark 1 minute, mark 45 seconds, mark 30 seconds, 20 seconds, quiet in the set, hold places, 20 seconds, quiet in the set, hit live to YouTube, open mic, we are live at 10:06, cue, fade down at 4, 3, 2, silent count, monologue, band intro, and then connect cameras on HDMI, start social stream, 10 minutes in, load end cards into stills, 15 minutes is the last song, disconnect camera 1 and reconnect the MC GoPro, monologue, band outro, end card, close card, fade to black. So was the typical 1 hour thing. So it was an hour, so it took about 90 minutes before we would do the show, and then it took us another hour to do the show. So it was about 2.5 hours to do the usual show. And then I had my read. Good evening, friends, and welcome to another live from the CD939 FM Big Room. Thanks for joining me. I'm Randy Malloy, your host in this virtual setting, producer, director, etc. Please like and subscribe to get all the updates on future shows and events. You can stream us if you were in Columbus and blah, blah, blah. So there you go. My thanks and everything. So I found that while I was cleaning. So yes, interesting. It took quite some time 2.5 hours to do a 1 hour show for the setup and everything else. And even that virtual setting was just like me and one other person, typically, in the band. But that's, that was fun. It was something for the bands to do, to get them out and about so they could still perform and have some fun doing it. And that's how this setup was sort of founded, experimenting with that. And then now I've just sort of purloined it for my own personal use. Such is life. Okay, now I'll go. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I look forward to you tomorrow, and hopefully we'll do this again, but completely different or the same. I'm not sure which is better. But we will, in fact, do as we always do, and we will fade to black.